Hey there, I'm Andy Craig, a seasoned Amazon seller and the head of an Amazon advertising agency dedicated to helping brands skyrocket their profits on Amazon. And if you're new to this channel, stick around and learn from my years of experience in helping brands just like yours on this competitive platform of Amazon. Today we're diving deep into the most up-to-date Amazon PPC strategy, and for the uninitiated, PPC stands for pay per click, meaning you only pay when somebody actually clicks on your ad. This strategy is essential for anyone serious about selling on Amazon, and I'm here to walk you through it. Focusing mainly on sponsored products, which by the way should be where about 80-90% of your ad budget goes. We'll also cover the different match types like exact, broad, phrase, auto, and product targeting, and where they should fit into your strategy. So whether you're launching your first product or you're looking to refine your existing strategy, I've got this step-by-step guide lined up for you, from keyword research and crafting the perfect listing to setting up and optimizing your campaigns for maximum efficiency. I've got all the bases covered. Let's get started and turn those clicks into customers. So the first thing I want to walk you through in this video is the 3 different ad types and the different match types. The 3 different ad types are sponsored products, sponsored brand, and sponsored display. Now, sponsored products, like I said in the intro, is where you're going to spend 80-90% of your overall budget, or what you usually should be spending. Now, when you're scrolling through, I always use the stainless steel garlic press as my example in all my videos if you're an avid listener. So check out those old videos, you'll see it a ton. Now you scroll in, you're gonna see different sponsored ads. So you see this sponsor right here under the ad. So you see sponsored, this is a sponsored brand ad. This is called a headline search ad. You got 3 of your products in here, you got a custom image, you got the brand, and they could actually go and get a link directly to the storefront or to these 3 product pages. And as we scroll down here, you're gonna start to see more ads. These are sponsored product ads. The first 4 at the top of search are top of search sponsored product ads, and these can be run in exact, in broad, or in phrase match. You can even do product targeting, but pushing a certain modifier towards top of search like this. So you can see here, this is sponsored, sponsored, sponsored. These top 4 are sponsored, and these are going to be the most expensive ad placements usually on Amazon, because these are the ones that look like the most organic, and they're going to drive a ton of sales. So being able to show up here, you're going to be one of the first things seen. You're going to get the clicks and get a lot of the purchases, as long as you have a good conversion rate. Like this one's going to do well. It's got the bestseller badge, really great images, 21,000 reviews, good price point, doing really great, over 10,000 bought in the past month. They're going to continue to do really well. All right, so adding your sponsored product ad right here at the top of the page is going to drive a ton of traffic and hopefully get a lot of clicks and a lot of sales. So those are the sponsored products. You're going to get more as you scroll down here. These are all organic, as you don't see sponsored underneath the listing. These are all organic listings here, and these are more ads. Highly rated section is sponsored. So you got this whole section here that's going to show up, and these are more ads right here. Sponsored, sponsored, sponsored. Organic, that's a sponsored brand ad, sponsored brand video right there. Then you got more sponsored products. These are organic. So as you see, your ads take up a lot on the listing, and this is definitely, Amazon is a pay-to-play platform. You have to run ads to get seen, especially in the beginning in a competitive niche. So there's a couple different things you want to do. Is you want to build out the most amazing listing, the best images, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But as far as the ad types goes, there's sponsored brands, sponsored products, and sponsored display. And if we jump into the listing, you're going to get, some of those different ad types in here as well. As we scroll down, you're going to see this sponsored display ad pop up right here. That's a sponsored display. There's another sponsored display ad. Ignore some of my Chrome extensions. You can see like this is keep a graph, which I like to see, so I can look at when this product ran lightning deals, what the price point is, when did they change things. Really great Chrome extension. This is the Helium 10 Chrome extension. Tracks a lot of the same things. We could jump over different time frames. I like to have both of those. You can see these are sponsored product ads right here. So when you're targeting listings, you see sponsored right there. There's another sponsored one. As we scroll down, you're going to see more sponsored products. Here's a sponsored brand ad right here, and these are sponsored brand video ads on the product listing. So as you see, on Amazon, there are tons of ads. The only spot where you can't run ads is on other people's storefronts. So that's the only spot where it's just your space. Now for sponsored products keyword targeting, there are 3 main match types. There's exact, broad, and phrase. Now for exact match product targeting, it's just like it sounds. You're going to type in a keyword like garlic press, you're going to run your ad against it, and you're going to show up for that exact keyword. Now Amazon will show you for plurals like garlic presses and things like that, and they'll put filler words in like the, of, to, some stuff like that. But mainly most of your impressions are going to come from that exact keyword. And then there is phrase match, where Amazon will actually add keywords before or after. So if I ran garlic press in phrase match, Amazon can show me up for stainless steel garlic press or garlic press stainless steel. They can put keywords before or after because I have it in phrase match. Now for broad match, it's a little bit different. Now, as I pull up this Chrome extension, you're going to see some of the data pull up, and you can get some examples. So this keywords after could be all phrase match. This could be garlic press, rocker, crusher, like anything after garlic press or before, that could be phrase match. But when you're talking about broad match, Amazon can put the keywords before, they could put after, or they could put in the middle. So it could be garlic stainless steel press. They actually split up garlic press, put stainless steel in the middle, and they could rearrange it however they want. They just have to have those same keywords. Now with sponsored brands, those match types do work differently. So if you want me to make another video on sponsored brands broad match, put a comment below and I'll be sure to make that video pretty soon. So now that we went over the 3 sponsored products keyword targeting match types, exact, broad, and phrase, now there's also product targeting. With product targeting, we have regular exact match product targeting when you're just targeting someone's ASIN. Like if I come into here, you can find it up in the URL above. A lot of times you can find it here down in the product information. You could also find it in the URL, amazon.com, and then here's that ASIN right there, starts with a B. And you're gonna put that ASIN into exact match product targeting campaigns, and your ads are gonna show up on that person's listing, just like I showed you right here. Now there's also sponsored product, expanded product targeting, and that's kind of like a broad match for product targeting where you're gonna show up for that ASIN and similar ASINs to that. You're allowing Amazon to push your ads to a lot more product pages. A little bit more broad, I would approach it with a little bit more caution, would keep the bids low when I first launch it, and then optimize it as it scales up over time. And then you have category targeting, where if we scroll up to the top of the listing here, you're gonna see the categories. So you get home and kitchen, kitchen and dining, kitchen and utensils and gadgets, seasoning and spice tools. So this is a category. So you can target specific categories on Amazon, and you're gonna show up on product pages for those. And you could refine that very in depth. You could say, show me in this category on products with 3 or less stars, on products that are only prime, on products that are only non-prime. You could refine it a ton of different ways and really segment it that way to get really good performance out of those campaigns. Now, I would approach those with caution too. They're a little bit more upper funnel, but definitely start to test those as well. Now, the first step is doing your Amazon keyword research. I've showed you many different tools like Data Dive we have here, Helium 10. Those are the 2 main tools that I use, and you can check on this video right here for a Data Dive link. And this is just going to give you those main keywords. We're sorted by relevancy on the ones you want to get launched in the beginning and start to target. Now I've gone over, how to target keywords. You can check that video I just posted. We'll put a link in the description below, and that's going to walk you through like which keywords to launch right away. Now, if we jump into Helium 10 as well, which is Cerebro, which is the main tool we use for product keyword research, we're going to grab all these other product ASINs, put in a couple filters like, low search volume. I'm going to do, at least one competitor in the 1 to 15 rank. And then I'm going to get very relevant keywords as well. And these are just some good keyword research tools. I've already done several videos on that. You can check out the Helium 10 video right here. And that's going to get you started on the proper keyword research. And you're going to use that for a couple different things. Now with both Helium 10 and Data Dive, they also offer SEO tools. So if you look, there's spots where we can start to check all these keywords. Say the ones I want to keep, I'm going to go ahead and check. The ones I want to get rid of, I'm going to add a little garbage can right here. Click on that and delete them, especially if they're like branded search terms like KitchenAid or OXO. I'm going to delete those. And then I'm going to add it to my list so I can start saving my keywords for each product. And I'm also going to create a keyword tracker so I could organically track these keywords, which we'll go over later. So add to the keyword tracker. And then you can also find your keyword trackers in this tool section. And then you can go over to keyword tracker and track your organic rank on a daily basis if you would like to. So doing that keyword research is essential because you want to know what people are looking for so you can put your ads in front of the customers that are already looking for your products. So what I've done here for step 2 is I've created a simple checklist for you that you can follow. So you know that you're ready to start launching a lot of these campaigns and start scaling up your advertising. So one of the first things that you're going to need is amazing images on your Amazon listing. That main image is the most important, but you also want a good mixture of lifestyle photos and infographics. You want to have a very competitive price that matches the competition and the value of your products that people actually want to pay. You're going to use a lot of that keyword research that we did and implement SEO. You could use Helium 10 for SEO. They have, all their tools like Scribbles. You could use Data Dive in their SEO tool, which is really great. They even have an AI that can help you build it. And we also offer the SEO services at my agency. And you want A+ content that really flows from one image to the next and has that comparison chart at the bottom. And the last thing that you need, and one of the most important parts, is social proof. You need reviews. You have to have a review strategy. Whether you're going to have a bunch of people that you already have an audience of buy the product and leave a review, you're going to use Amazon Vine program. You could have friends and family do it, which is against Amazon terms of service, but it's very hard to get started without like initial reviews going. A social proof is going to make a huge difference with your conversion rate and your click-through rate. So I highly suggest having some sort of review strategy ready to go. And then there's also that question and answer section of the listing that you can go over. So let me quickly go over this listing and show you, some of those areas that you need to have ready. So as you see from this listing here, they got nice packaging in the listing. It says exactly what it is: garlic press and peeler set. They have that very nice 3D rendering of the product. They have instructions. They have that little brush, little garlic peeler there. Now this image is a little bit kind of busy. It's a little bit too busy for my liking, but it's important to change things. You have to test it. You don't know what's going to work the best until you just continuously test it. Now, if you are brand registered on Amazon, you could run those split tests directly on this platform, or you could use products like pickfood.com, pickfu.com. All right. And as we're scrolling down, this listing didn't do a very good job of it with their images, A+ content. Like, they got decent images here, but they don't have very many of them. It's very important to get that video in there. I do like that they have like the alpha grillers, like in each thing. They're showing like nice branded product. They're very consistent with their kind of colors, their theme, their logo, which it looks really great. Really great lighting on this image as well. It could be a Photoshop, but it is. I could barely tell it's one. It looks pretty good. So different things like that. I do believe it's a Photoshop, but they did a really good job with it. So, use the mixture of the lifestyle and the infographic photo, which I really like, just like they're doing here. So amazing work with this product here. You can see they have tons of social proof, 14,000 reviews, 4.5 stars, Amazon's Choice badge. They filled out their title decently well. You want to maximize the 200 characters in the title. It looks like they're using Unicode for their bullet points, which is what I like to do. It really helps to jump out. Most people don't want to read a ton, but if they see something that catches their eye, like easy to clean, they may read further into it, lifetime guarantee, some of this other stuff. I like to title each bullet point with the benefit of the product, then back it up with the features. Scrolling down, you got that, really nice A+ content here. You got the from the brand section, which looks really good. Alpha Griller showcases their other products. You can link to the storefront where, you're going to showcase all of their other products. You got the A+ content. It flows decently from one image to the next. It could look better, but they have a good mixture of, the lifestyle images with the copy in here. They have that comparison chart at the bottom. Now, this isn't my favorite A+ content. I feel like they could do a much better job here, but they did build out the listing. They have the A+ content, and they have everything ready to go. And if we scroll down, of course, they have that social proof. And if you go to this looking for specific info, they already have Q&A in here. So if you type something in, you're already going to pop up and find answers to the questions, like, does this rust or something like that? No, because it's stainless steel. Did anyone ever ask that? Stainless steel garlic press. You can see product information, customer Q&A. You can see all the questions already. For people who has bought it 6 months ago, advise the color change, blah, blah, blah. It looks like it turns dark, blah, blah, blah. All right, so you want to get certain questions ready. What I would do is go into your competitors, your main competitors' products, look at their customer Q&As, figure out what are the most, often questions. I would just copy them all, throw them into something like ChatGPT, and start asking those questions in your own listing. Go into your personal Amazon account, have friends and family do it, and just get the as much social proof as possible of people asking and answering questions. And then also, as many reviews as you can get in the beginning. Usually you want to stick with about a less than 10% review velocity. So if you sold, 100 units, let's have about 10 reviews, 220 reviews, so on and so forth. Okay. And then when you do run those Vine reviews, you're going to see it pop up like this one here, Vine Voice. Now, the third step you want to focus on is setting up goals. You want to always be driving towards something. Usually what I like to do with my clients is to set up goals for like a daily spend. Like, what is their budget on a daily basis that we can stick to? What is their ACOS goals? Maybe they want a 20% ACOS and maybe a TACOS, which is total advertising cost of sale. Maybe they want a 10% TACOS goal. And what kind of conversion rate are they expecting? We want to keep an eye on that conversion rate, make sure we're converting good, make sure we're efficient with the ACOS and TACOS. And of course, a profits goal, which is the most important metric we want to stick to. And how do you start tracking all these goals? Is you need a good tracking sheet. I adopted this from my good friend Mina Elias over at the Trivium Group, who taught me a ton about PPC over the years. And this is just a basic spreadsheet. You could use this without any software at all and start tracking, everything. What I would do is I'd create a separate sheet for each product code. So you can put your brand in here, put a code, say this is my green scarf, this is my red t-shirt, whatever it is, whatever the product is, you can put the product in here. And I suggest filling this out every single week and put in your daily metrics, the PPC spend, the sales, total sales. You can track, everything going on. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a change week over week, so you can see what's going on, what needs to be improved. It's hard to come up with a good plan for improving things if you're not tracking them. You have to measure what matters and then make strategic back decisions to improve things and hit the goals that you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to add this link in the description below so you can copy this for yourselves. So what you can simply do is click on the link in the description, and then you can just click make a copy right here. Now, step 4 is actually launching your campaigns. Whether you have existing campaigns going or you're just new to launching, I set up a video to kind of walk you through the most important campaigns to focus the majority of your budget on, and walking through moving up the funnel from exact, broad, phrase, auto, category targeting, product targeting in this video right here. And we're also going to put this in the description below. Now, for step 5, we want to actually get into optimizing your bids, which is the most important part of all this. Now, I have a very in-depth video that I put out last week on bid optimization, but I'll fly through it pretty quickly for you in this video here today. So when you're doing your optimization, there's a few, quick steps to follow. You want to go through, and first you want to pause keywords. Once you get a certain amount of data, maybe you launched them, you wait a few days, you wait 7 days, you wait 2 weeks, you want to really start to go through and look at how much data you've gathered. If there's, some targets with 0 orders and a lot of clicks. Now, if you look at that video that I mentioned a while ago, I actually go through it live in the Amazon account so you can see exactly how to do this. So if you have targets with no orders, but you have a lot of clicks, you may want to pause those depending on what your cost per click is, how relevant the keyword is. You want to pause the ones that are driving a ton of clicks but not performing well. Now, the first thing I recommend doing is pausing things that are not converting but driving a lot of wasted ad spend. So you want to figure out where you're getting a lot of clicks, a lot of wasted ad spend, and potentially pause those. There's a couple different factors you want to look at. If there are very irrelevant keywords, if they're super broad keywords, or if they're just not working for you whatsoever, you may potentially want to pause them or just drastically lower the bids. Now, the second step is you want to optimize things with clicks and no orders. So if it has a lot of clicks and no orders and it's not necessarily at a stage where you want to potentially pause it, you want to start to decrease the bids on those. Now, the third step you want to do is start to inch up targets that don't have enough data. Maybe they only got a couple of clicks, they have very low impressions, and maybe you need some more data. So maybe start to inch it up 10 cents at a time, 10 cents a day, 10 cents a couple days, maybe 25 cents, depending on how aggressive you want to be. You want to start to inch these up so they can get more data, so you have more data to make a decision on. And what I would do here is I would set a max bid. Say once it hits $5 bid or $10 bid, maybe what you'll do at that point is actually pause those keywords and then relaunch them into new campaigns. Now, if they don't have enough traffic at a $5 or $10 bid, then they're probably not going to, so you need to pause them and relaunch them. If they're still not getting traffic, go into Helium 10, use their index checker tool, and that'll tell you if you're actually indexing for the keyword. Maybe you need to do a little bit of listing optimization to make sure you're showing up for those keywords. Now, the same thing, if you have orders with a limited click amount, you still want to start to increase the bid slowly. Unless you have a lot of impressions, then maybe just leave it as it is and just let it get clicks over time. Now, if you actually have orders, then you have a little bit more data to deal with, and you have an ACoS percentage that you can compare with what your target ACoS is and make a decision. You could use one of these formulas, or you could use an iterative bidding method. I went over this a ton in that other video, so be sure to check that out. I'll put another link right here. So with the iterative method, you could raise or lower just a little bit at a time based on what your target ACoS is. You can take a screenshot of this and kind of use this as just a quick little guide on how to optimize your bids based on a formula or based on just an iterative method of using just increasing it 10, 15, 20 cents at a time. Now, step 6, which is very important as you're getting used to these optimizations, you want to start looking at the strategy of the account. Right, the main goal for all this is to organically rank on certain targets, so you pick up a lot more organic sales that aren't being paid for from ads, and that's where you're going to get a lot of your profitability. Now, there's a few different things you want to look at with that. You want to look at the conversion rates of your targets and see which ones are converting really well. Check your organic ranking on those. Now, for checking organic ranking, I like to use Helium 10 as well. So if we go back to Helium 10, if we go to tools, remember, go to that keyword tracker and make sure to set that up in the beginning. When you do that keyword research, set up this keyword tracker so you're always tracking that organic rank over time. Another amazing tool to use is brand analytics. What's amazing with brand analytics is it's going to show you, week over week, month over month, quarter over quarter, exactly what your Amazon sales are. And you can track this on a weekly basis and actually track your purchase share amongst the rest of the people going after these keywords. So it's another amazing tool to keep track of your organic purchases on a weekly basis. This data is going to give you sponsored product purchases and organic purchases. Now, last but not least, which is step 7, I suggest you set up a cadence for optimizing your ads account. That is what is needed for growing your Amazon advertising account. And I suggest optimizing your budgets at least once per week, which I showed in other videos. You could do that in Campaign Manager as well. Basically, what you want to do is anything above your target ACoS, you want to either keep the budget the same or possibly lower the budget. Anything below your target ACoS, you want to raise that budget on a weekly basis. You also want to optimize your placement modifiers at least once per week. So go into each campaign, open up your placements, and tweak those based on that target ACoS you're looking for, up or down every single week. On the same day every single week, I suggest to do this so you have very consistent data. Look over the past week each time so you can incrementally move it to maximize your orders at the right ACoS and at the right placement for each one of your campaigns. And every single week, you want to launch new campaigns based on that search term report. You want to go through your search term report, find the keywords that are doing really well in auto and broad and phrase that you don't already have launched in Exact Match. Make sure you're launching them every single week into new campaigns. Like I said in a lot of other videos, I suggest 1 ad group per campaign and about 5 targets per campaign. And the ones that do well in Exact Match, you could start to move up into phrase and broad and really start to scale up your account over time by setting up these cadences every single week to launch new campaigns. I also like to do more keyword research every couple weeks, once a month, to try to pick up more keywords that I didn't find before and just continue launching. Because as you're doing these optimizations, finding what's working, pausing what's not, adding negative keywords, which is the next step, what you want to do is continue to launch more campaigns so you can keep the ad spend high, test out new targets. And over time, what you want to do is keep what's working, get rid of what's not, and just continue to launch and watch your revenue scale along with it. And the last step, like I said, is adding negatives. You want to go through that search term report, like I mentioned in some of my other videos, add those negative keywords that are driving a ton of waste, not attributing to a ton of sales or possibly no sales. And as you're cutting out that waste, you're making your ads more efficient, allowing you to efficiently use that budget to continuously test out more campaigns. So feel free to take screenshots of these checklists, or we'll put them in the description below. So that is it for this step-by-step Amazon strategy. And that's a wrap on our most up-to-date dive of Amazon PPC strategies. We've covered everything from keyword research, perfecting your product listings, setting up clear goals, launching campaigns, and the crucial steps of optimization and tracking organic ranking. With these strategies in your toolkit, you're not just running ads, you're strategically positioning your products for success in the vast Amazon marketplace. Remember, effective PPC management is all about continual optimization and staying at the top of your game. Regularly tweaking your bids, budgets, and keeping an eye on your campaigns are the key to staying ahead. If you would like for me to personally audit your Amazon account, find a link in the description below for my website, adhabit.com.